AI is changing a lot of things right now, but one of the places making the biggest change is the user experience. The whole thing is being rebuilt. Instead of your user learning where everything lives inside your product, the product works out what they want and puts it in front of them. That's a new generation of intelligent experience, and it's already happening right now. So how do you actually build this new intelligent experience? Well, that's exactly what I'm showing you today, so let's get into it. The platform that we're going to be using today is called OneInterface, and they're kindly sponsoring today's video. OneInterface is built around generative UX or GenUX, and the idea behind GenUX is that your user gets exactly what they ask for, without having to remember anything about how your product is laid out. There's no menu or sitemap or no working out which tab holds the thing that they actually need. They say what they want and it happens in front of them and is generated for them. What's on screen right now is that concept in action. The mobile demo that you're seeing is the user talking to the AI, and the AI is generating the interface around what they actually need at that point in the conversation. Nobody navigated anywhere. The interface is being assembled turn by turn. So if the user asks about films tonight, cinemas come back as cards. They pick one and then show times appear. They pick a time, a seat map appears. The UX is completely generated based off the conversation the user has with the AI. And OneInterface is the platform that delivers on that concept. And it also connects straight into Codex and Claude Code. So you can build all of this from your terminal in your own code base without touching the dashboard, or you can build it on their platform. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. So how do we actually set this up? To kind of set this up and get started with OneInterface is kind of easy. You want to click on the Get Access button on their website, then fill in the form with your first name, last name, email, and your company name. And then once you submit the form, you need to verify your email address. So go to your mail inbox and then verify the email. And now you should see the email confirmation page. And then the OneInterface team is going to approve your request. Then you should get an email to set your password. So go to your mail, set up your password, things like that. You can now see your organizational ID, set your password. And once you do that, this will take you to the onboarding page. Now in onboarding, the first step is to set up the voice agent. OneInterface offers two architectures. GPT Realtime, which is their recommendation option, where there's just one speech-to-speech model handling the whole conversation. So it's the lowest latency option and has no audio pauses in between. It's the simplest option, and this is the best fit for voice assistant, where you don't want any lag or things like that. It's also locked to OpenAI's real-time model plus a push-to-talk transcription model, and all it needs is an OpenAI key. There's also Cascade, which splits it into three modules: speech to text, then the language model, then text to speech. So for each, you need to pick a provider. DeepGram for transcription and Cartesia for the voice itself. Now, Cascade is preferred when you need more control than a single locked-in model gives you, swapping in a transcription provider that handles a specific language or accent better, or inserting guardrails on the transcription before it ever reaches the LLM. The second step is to connect a language model. You can connect this via openrouters, which is the recommended choice since one gives you access to every single major model, or you can point at your own OpenAI compatible endpoint by choosing the custom endpoint option. From there, you would assign a model to each of the three roles. Primary, which handles the actual agentic work such as tool calling, multi-turn reasoning. QA, which is the welcome greeting, so it needs to be fast, capable, and good at reasoning. Secondary, for the lower stakes calls like guardrail checks, titling, and memory updates, where the fast and cheap is fine. And Builder, which authors the widgets, skills, and tools and powers the admin assistant. Since that's the admin-facing model, not user-end-facing, you can afford something slower but stronger on reasoning. And currently, Gemini is used as the primary one, as it's going to be quick enough to keep a conversation feeling responsive, but still sharp enough on tool calling and multi-turn reasoning, which is what carries every single end-user turn. So it's worth spending a bit more here. And once you have all that set up, then you pick one of the starting templates. They have some for banking concierge, travel concierge, or cinema concierge, which offers you starting tools, skills, widgets. You can then start from the template, then test the agent in minutes. You can see what journeys and what prompt to try out for each template, or you can also start from scratch. Once you hit the finish setup option, you land on the summary of everything you just configured, the organization, template, and every model you assign. From here, you can go to the dashboard and start building, or scan the QR code with your phone to open up the OneInterface on mobile, and it will launch the app if you have it installed, or take you to the mobile web if not. Now you are ready to try out OneInterface. So we are at the canvas right now, and what OneInterface uses is a concept of a composer,
which is an agent that takes in your plan in natural language and creates and wires up skills, tools, and widgets relevant to whatever your description was. There are 3 ways to work with it. The first way is to type a prompt, so you can see the chat box over here, and it comes back with a step-by-step plan, and you approve or reject each step, similar to you using coding agents and text editors like Visual Studio Code. The second is just talk to the composer using its voice feature over at the bottom over here about what you want to build, and the agent proposes the same kind of plan you would get from typing. The third way is to use an MCP, which lets you drive the same composer from your own coding agents such as Claude Code and Codex. You can change the voice, persona, latency, and audio and behavior of the composer by going into the configuration, but since we're starting with this for the first time, I'm going to show you the easiest way to get set up. But one thing you got to understand is the composer is the AI agent that's going to handle all your skills on the side over here, your tools and widgets. And a skill, if you're not familiar, is a set of steps for a particular task your agent must follow to accomplish it. And these steps contain the instruction and it require the appropriate tools and widgets the agent must use. This could be, for example, to check a balance, book a hotel, pay a bill, etc. But what we're going to do right now is that we're going to start from a template. So we'll click on this. And there are a bunch of templates over here. You have a concierge template, which has the travel concierge, so you can help you search and book flights, cinema concierge, insurance concierge, whatever the case is. There's a real estate one, banking and finance, retail. There's a lot of options for you guys over here, even public sector. But we'll try to do a concierge one, and we'll do something fun. We'll do cinema concierge. And you can see when you click on this template, it comes with 5 skills enabled, 14 widgets, and 15 tools. And sometimes if you have a rough idea and you understand that, okay, my customer journey is kind of similar to one of these templates, it's a good starting point to start with them. So I'm going to start with the Cinema Concierge one just to show you guys the whole thing. And it gives you a description about what this template is. It tells you what widgets are included. We have all of these ones over here, what tools are included, things like that. So let's just click on use this template. So it's going to import the template in. And then if we look at the canvas, you can see how much work was done for me within a couple of seconds. I have all of this built in. Obviously, I can configure this for my own business, brand, change it up, add more widgets, skills, or things like that. But you can see on the side, we have a bunch of these skills. If I want to understand what each skill is, if I double click on this, it gives you an example of what the skill is. It tells you these are the steps that this skill kind of invokes. It lists bookings, fetches booking details, processes refund. This is the manage cinema booking skill. Then there's the book cinema tickets, shows you seat selection, create order, food and drinks. There's also the tools at the bottom over here. So they're built-in ones. For example, this tool deletes one or more rows from a short-term or long-term user memory in a single call. These are all the tools over here. Generate video tool, web search tool. And then we have widgets. Now, widgets are something that your customer is probably going to interact with. For example, if we take a look at this widget, this is when they're presenting a list of cinema locations to your customers. So all of these are options over here. And then there are ways your customer can interact with you. Now, this is all set up through one interface without me actually having to do anything. If I was trying to set this up by myself, it would require me to figure out what do I need exactly, build the specific skills, determine what tools I need, build those widgets. But all of that is handled for you because I'm using the one interface platform. Now, if I look at the interface chat, this is basically enabled, allowing people to just chat with this agent. And then there's also the voice, which is allowing people to talk with the agent. So if I go back to my canvas, if I zoom in a little, you can see that there are a couple of channels my customer can interact with me with. This is my customer. It can interact with chat, voice, those are enabled, and phone call and WhatsApp and Telegram, they're not enabled at the moment, but these are coming soon. And then there's my business, and this is my branding, and this is the orchestrator. Now, let's say if I'm working with this and I say that I want to, maybe book a ticket or something, it's going to invoke this manage cinema bookings. And this skill has access to all of these tools. You can see list bookings, fetch the details, etc. So you guys get the whole setup. You have a way to set up how your customer interacts with you. Then you have a way to determine what skills it needs to invoke. And then you have all the tools it's going to need. Now, let's say if you wanted to try this out yourself. There's a couple of options. You can connect the mobile application, or you can go to the playground and then try it out. So what I'm going to show you right now is just testing this out quickly in the playground option. So I'm just saying I want to see a movie. So one thing you will notice is that what it did right now, the composer generated widgets for me to interact with. And the widget it did generate are the ones that show up the movie card. So I can click on any of these. Let's say I wanted to see Avatar. I click on this. Now what this is going to do is, once again, the composer is going to determine which widget to kind of show me based off of my request.
And then it gives me an option of what cinema to choose, and these are another widget that it displayed to me. So let's just say I select this one. I can select the showtime, things like that. Let's just say I selected 7 p.m. for example. And then it's asking me how many tickets I want, and let's just say I want 2. And this is another widget that you can see that I generated for me to select tickets to a movie just from this application. Most of the times you guys have probably worked with AI agents on company websites and things like that. And those sometimes are not that great. They tell you what to do, but they don't do it for you. But through one interface, I can go through the whole customer journey, not just from search, but also to like the purchase opportunity. So I'll just press confirm, but you guys get the idea how more detailed and more interactive this is compared to your typical chatbots that you might find on company websites. And then it's asking if I want any food. I'm just going to skip this. And then here is my confirmation. And this is what I talked about. Nothing gets booked or nothing gets processed until you actually confirm it. So no money is going to leave your customer's account, and they're going to be able to develop that trust. But you guys get the point. I'm not going to choose a payment method or whatever. But if I were to, let's just say Apple Pay or something, and then I can process the payment. Obviously, this is a playground mode, so this is just you testing out your workflow, but you guys get the idea. And one thing to note is that all of this was set up for you, but you can apply your own branding going to your settings over here. And I showed you guys how to test out the application through obviously Playground. If you also wanted to test this out on your own phone, there's a way as well. You can click on the try out our app, and this will open up a QR code that you can scan, and then you will have to download the One Interface app, and then you can play around with the application on your phone. So you have a more clear idea how it looks like on an actual mobile device. So that is also an option for you. Now, let's say you wanted to work with a composer from Codex or Claude Code. It's pretty simple. If you go on this section over here, the MCP, click on that, then you would generate an API key, and this will basically give you a command that you would run to generate them. For example, if I was working with the Codex CLI, I'll just put this into my CLI, or if I was working with the Cloud desktop application, things like that. But it's a pretty simple command that you just paste in, and that way you can drive your composer from whatever IDE that you're working in. One Interface also offers this dashboard on the side over here, and this observability dashboard is a place where you would go to analyze and debug what your agent actually did. For any message, you can see the journey the conversation took, what the agent did along the way, the tools it called, the widgets it rendered, and how the answer was checked before it reached the user. And when the conversation happened over voice, you can also inspect that too. Play the recording back and follow along with what the agent heard and what it said in reply. And this is another feature that you can kind of use to understand what the customer journey looked like and basically determine if the setup you have at the moment is optimal. Is there places where customers are dropping off? If that is the case, what do we need to improve here? All of that information will be available over here as well. Obviously, this was just a quick walkthrough of the platform, but if you're interested in actually building something for your business, or you're interested in helping other businesses build their customer journey and use AI to kind of improve the whole customer journey process, you should definitely check out One Interface. I'm going to put a link in the description as well. And thank you once again to One Interface for sponsoring today's video. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com. As well, subscribe to the main channel World of AI and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.